Let's now get to the puzzle and let's see how to solve these together. Hopefully you made your decision already. Now let's check this together. Now, obviously you got to move the queen because, well, you have nothing else. What can you do with the queen? Well, you can either take one of these two pawns or you can just play a more indifferent move along the first rank. Which option is better? Well, clearly just moving the queen around doesn't achieve anything. Therefore, for sure, first of all, logically, you got to check captures first because they pursue your goal, capturing all of the opponent's pawns. And only if both of the captures don't work, then you'll have to settle for those just random moves along the first rank. Therefore, you got to check one of the captures first. Which one to start with? That's a good question. Both have some pros and cons. If you capture that pawn on d3 first, then the disadvantage is that black now has these connected pass pawns that are usually strong. Even though queen actually is a perfect piece to stop connected pass pawns because it covers all the squares around. So I would probably start by calculating that line. But anyway, let's, for reference, just compare it with the second option. If you capture here the other pawn on b3, then you separate the pawns, which is good. But on the other hand, now they have these distant pass pawns, meaning that they are relatively far away from each other, which causes some inconvenience for the queen because the queen cannot be on the same, in two different places at the same time. That's why this option looks slightly worse to me. And so anyway, let's try to calculate that and see if that leads to the result that we want or not. Now, what can black do now? Clearly moving this pawn forward doesn't really achieve anything. The queen can just capture it. So probably black would need to move one of these two pawns forward, right? Either c pawn or d pawn. And let's think about this. If they move this pawn d2 forward, actually that already looks pretty good for black to me. Let's just think about this. So the queen will come somewhere, let's say either to c2 or d1 because it needs to keep blocking the pawns. And as you do that, black will keep pushing the pawns. And it looks like we're in trouble, right? We can't stop all the pawns from coming forward. So that actually doesn't seem like the solution. In fact, I think that if I'm just taking a couple of moves back, probably the move pawn to c2 would also be good for black because white is having the same trouble. White cannot stop all these pawns from coming forward at the same time. So at the very least, one of them will be promoted. For example, if we capture this pawn, black will push and then that will promote. So in fact, now it's kind of black is winning. All right, so that's clearly not the solution. Let's check the second alternative. And the second alternative, well, is to capture the other pawn. Queen takes d3. Now, black can push one of their pawns forward. We got to check all of those options. Pawn a2, what are we going to do here? Well, pretty clear. We're going to capture here. We stop the pawns, and now black will have to give up all of them, so we're winning. That's cool. Let's take this back, and let's see the next pawn. Pawn comes forward to b2. Now we're going to keep blockading them once again. For example, this pawn is ready to be pushed, so we got to place our queen here to blockade them all, and hey, we achieved our goal. None of the pawns can move, and black will have to really sacrifice them all one by one, for example, something like this, and on the next move we're capturing the remaining pawn, therefore we are winning. We're almost there. There's only one final option that we need to check here. What if black pushes their c pawn forward? Now we need to stop the pawn from being promoted on the next move, therefore the queen needs to guard that square. So let's say we put the queen here to keep an eye on other pawns as well. Now what can black do? They can't move this pawn, it will be captured by the queen. They can't really move this pawn, then we will capture this one. And the other pawns are stopped as well. So finally, if they push this pawn, then we can't capture anything, but we can keep blockading them. We can play queen b2 or perhaps even queen a1 will work. And in this case, we'll blockade all of them. And really, black has nothing to do. They'll have to now start sacrificing their pawns one by one, something like this. They will promote, we will capture, and they will have to give up the remaining two pawns. So we achieve the goal, we win. Therefore, that's the solution to the puzzle, and that's how you win in the starting position. And the very starting position here, let's come back. The winning move would be queen takes this pawn on d3. That's the solution to the puzzle. Now, did you manage to solve it on your own? Don't get discouraged if you don't. It's a relatively high-level puzzle. It's not an advanced level, but I would say intermediate level puzzle because somebody who's a complete beginner will be unable to calculate all these variations for sure. But these tests we mainly used for high quality coaches, as I said. Therefore, complete beginners usually did not apply to those coaches because anybody can teach a complete beginner. But once you are already aiming to, become a more advanced level player, then you may need that super high quality coach. Okay, anyway, let me know in the comments below what results you could achieve here, and if you have a chess talent or not.
Good luck with your chess battles, and I'll talk to you soon.